We are back on Sister Circle Live, joined by our other sisters and the lovely Maya, who has stayed with us for another segment. Yes.
It's always so busy during the commercial breaks.
Right.
It's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
A lot goes on.
Right.
So we're like, okay, time out.
But Maya, I want to talk to you a little bit about dance. I know that's like your #1 passion. At what age did you get into dancing?
Oh my goodness, I got my first set of ballet shoes at the age of 2.5.
Wow.
Not that I knew what I was doing, but I became a majorette at 3 years old. And that was my first introduction to dance.
Yeah. What resonates with you more? I know you are triple threat, dance, acting.
It would be Broadway.
It would be Broadway.
I could do everything.
Well, you can do everything.
Right.
Good.
Well, speaking of everything, music is probably for me and you. I mean, well, for me, as I saw you coming in the game, was the most impactful thing. The most powerful thing was your voice and your dancing. But your voice, you know, we don't talk about that much, but it's there. So I want to know what you feel on the state, what you feel about the state of music and its evolution, especially R&B music, because we talk about that a lot down to the circle.
Well, R&B is very much alive. It's
Yes,
not dead.
it is. Tell the
There's
people.
so many artists that can be found. I think the disconnect is mainstream radio. It's not as supported anymore. But hip hop is an incredible movement, and it has taken over. But there's all kinds of compartments of hip hop.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think the mainstream platform does not support R&B as much as when we were coming up. On the same exact stations that we heard them on.
Do you think it's financial?
Well, R&B is a lot more expensive to make than a rap song. There's more tracks, stacking, harmonies, music composition, instrumentation, so it is a lot more
If
expensive.
it's good.
And then, you know, if it is good. And then you also have labels that are not taking the risk anymore financially because we live in a day and an age of technology and microwave product. And that's fine. But a lot of art forms suffer because of that.
Yeah.
That's true too.
Maya, we've been discussing and hearing a lot about the Me Too movement. Being in the music industry, it's a male-dominated industry. How have you been able to navigate this industry, and what has that been for you?
That's very interesting. How I've been able to navigate, I've learned so many skill sets so that if ever I have conflict or feel uncomfortable, I can do it myself. Like I said, I learned how to draft the contracts, do the negotiations, the publishing split sheets, engineer, whatever
Smart
it
girl,
takes.
yes.
Whatever it takes to make it happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there can be situations that give you ultimatums or challenge your character, and that's not an option for me.
Yeah.
So learn and empower yourself so that you can move forward.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Message, you want to do that?
Well, knowledge is power.
Come on now.
That's the message. Here we go.
Well, speaking of knowledge is power, you look amazing. We said that since the beginning, since we saw you. Have you changed? What have you changed about your diet, your self-care? How important is that as we gracefully age?
Well, I make sure that I take the moment to pray every morning
Come on
and
now.
every night.
That's important.
I watch what I put into my body, you know, from beauty products to my household products, but my diet. I've transitioned into a vegan diet.
Okay.
It's taken some time.
Yeah.
This is year 5 that I'm walking into.
Wow,
But
that's great.
I'm literally putting myself through torture every year and just removing something toxic, whether it's energy, somebody,
Right,
something,
right.
a habit. I'm always
Right.
checking myself so that I can further myself, you know?
Yeah, and the peace that you have.
Yeah.
Is this the type of peace that you have? Have you ever had the type of peace that you have now?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's an ever-evolving process.
Yes.
You don't stop learning, you don't stop growing. And I'm sure that there will be another phase after this, you know, but it's about you taking the initiative to get there. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, I'm loving this transition.
Yes, it's
You
beautiful.
it exudes.
Yes.
Your energy just exudes peace. And what I want to know too is like, how do you manage your work life and like your friends and your social time and dating?
It depends.
Because these things can be stressful.
It really depends on what phase I'm in. When it
Right.
comes to producing an album, I don't have
Peace
time
out.
for anything.
Me neither,
Right.
child.
I rarely
They
see
gotta
my
go.
family, and I start to feel really bad about that.
Yeah.
You know, so I do have to check myself with that area too, because I just went to my grandfather's funeral not too long
Oh,
ago.
my goodness.
You know, and we can get so engulfed in work
Right.
that we do forget what is dear to our hearts
Yeah.
outside of our profession. And that's something I'm working on, you know, as far as family goes. But, you know, the social time and all of that with friends, I can wait. I can wait to go out to eat.
They're going to be there.
Right.
You know,
Well,
we
Maya-
can call each other.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone special? Is there a special gentleman in your life? Someone that you
Right
maybe
now,
taking
there
a
is
little-
not.
It's not.
You know, I wouldn't even give it the time of day right now because I know that I have to hustle. I know that I have to be in different places, and I don't want to get into the mind frame of thinking what that person is doing, and that's not how you're even supposed to think, you know,
Right.
when it's real. But you can target
happens.
those thoughts
Yeah.
if you jump into something that you're not ready for. So I'm
Right.
not even entertaining it right now.
Right.
That's good.
Do you feel
Good
the
to
pressure
hear.
sometimes to be in a relationship? Like,
You know, I feel the pressure of the timeline that
Yes.
people set upon us,
Right.
But don't
whether
let
you're a
us
guy
women.
or a female.
Right.
It's actually other women who really
It's
do it.
usually
Right.
women. And
Yes.
when are you having kids? When are you getting married?
Right.
So I do feel those pressures, plus the mom and
Right,
grandkids,
right,
and
right.
you know, my grandmother. When are you having some kids?
Right.
And then my age. You know,
Right.
I'm 38 years old, and so
It's never too
biologically,
late. Right.
hey, do I have to freeze my eggs? These are
Yes.
the questions that I have
Yeah.
in my mind. But if it's not right, if I'm not ready, then I have to.
yes,
I have
take
to
your time.
Take my time, but also realize that, hey,
Right.
it might not happen in my
Yes.
time.
Right.
But there are other options.
Absolutely, there are other options. There are
That's
other
right,
options.
Sharon.
Of course,
that.
you have Fifth Ward, but musically, really quickly, where are you musically?
Musically,
What's next?
R&B.
Come
is-
on
I
now.
love harmony. I
Yes.
love melody. I love modulation, chord changes. I love
Come on,
music.
child.
Yeah.
Music.
And nothing has ever destroyed that passion. So the 13th studio project is deep rooted in R&B. You're going to get contemporary, traditional, and soul. And that project comes out on 4/20, my 20th anniversary of my debut album. And the name of the project is called TKO, The Knockout.
I know that's right.
So it's for the
Knockout.
grown and sexy.
Yes, yes. Well, you are knockout. The album will be a knockout, and I'm sure Fifth Ward will be as well. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you
here
for having me.
today. Your peace and your energy exudes, and I hope that
does.
you felt that as well.